Okay, first we will create a simple and interesting object like this one which is shown on the screen. Similar to this one, not exactly as per dimensions. And then later on we will see how to uh, use array command on this set of objects. There are basically many objects. You can see few circles over here in this figure, few straight lines are there, rectangles are there, and some kind of patterns are also visible. Section lines are there. So this we will try to do now. So I am using pan command now, P for pan, and placing it over here. So the very first command that I'm gonna use now is circle command, C for circle. And then here it is asking me you can see here in the command line the computer is asking me specify center point for circle. So let's say this is the center point for circle. Now it is asking me specify radius of circle. So I am specifying the radius by just clicking on the screen. If you have certain specific value of the radius, you can mention that also. So at present I am just clicking on the screen to draw a circle. Then for drawing the nose, you can see it is like a smiley. These are two eyes, then nose portion is there, and then a smile is there. So I am giving now rectangle command. REC is the shortcut for a rectangle command, and then it is asking me specify first corner. So let's say this is I want to click over here, right? But if I click now, the point at which the cursor is, that will not be picked up, but rather center point of the circle will be picked up. Why? Because the O snap is getting highlighted. So let us see what happens. Now if I click here, so you can see the O snap, due to the O snap setting, the center has been picked up. I was not interested in picking up the center point of the circle. So I press escape button. So first I go over here, I turn off this O snap option. This is the object snap option. Click over here once and it will be turned off, or you can see over here also O snap has been turned off. The message is displayed near the command line. So again I give rectangle command, REC, enter. Again it is asking specify first corner point. So let's say this is the first corner point. Specify other corner point. So let's say this is the second corner point, and the rectangle is drawn. Now I want to draw the inner portion of this eye, right? So for that I first zoom into this area. For that I give zoom command. That is the shortcut for zoom. Press enter, and then I can use window option. So you can click here, then click here. So then you will zoom into this area. So now I can easily draw the inner portion of the eye. Again I give a circle command, C for circle, enter. Specify center point of circle. Let's say this is the center point, and then specify radius. So let's say this much is the radius. Now I do not want to have this remaining of the circle. I want only that portion of the circle which is falling completely within the previously drawn circle, right? So for that means what I want is I only want this portion of the circle. The remaining portion I wish it to be deleted. So let us see how to do that. So for that I use trim command. So TR is the shortcut for trim. Enter. Now here it will ask you to select the objects twice. First it will ask you to select the cutting edges. So you will select all the cutting edges. Then you will press enter. and then again it will start asking you the objects, to select the objects which are to be cut. So at present it is asking select cutting edges. You can see near the command line it is asking select objects, select cutting edges. So I want to treat this circle, smaller circle, as a cutting edge. No more cutting edge, so press enter here. Now again it is asking select object to trim. अब जिसको ट्रिम करना है वो सिलेक्ट करोगे आप. So I click on this bigger circle and it is highlighting the preview also. So I click here and that portion of the circle has been deleted. Now here to give a better presentation I want to color this portion of the circle, right? So I want to color this portion of the circle between this and this, right? Over here, then up to over here, right? So that portion I want to color. So how to do that in AutoCAD? So for that I will use hatch command. So the shortcut for hatch command is H. Just type H and press enter. So on the top side of this window you can see the ribbon has appeared. This is a new ribbon which is related to hatch command. So here the very first tool here is pick points. So you just click over here and now the computer is asking pick internal point. So I click over here. So that point on the screen where I clicked, that point has been picked up and the corresponding close boundary has been selected and highlighted in blue color, and a pattern has also been drawn. Hatching is already done. You can see here a straight line. So only one line is appearing because the scale might have been very large. So this is the scale value. Let us, at present it is 20. Let us make it, or if I make it 1. So now the hatching lines are properly visible. You can select a different type of hatching pattern. For more details you can also click over here on this arrow for other detailed setting, like there is a dialog box option also, so that gets highlighted this way. So from here you can select the pattern, right? So generally we use in AutoCAD engineering graphics we use ANSI 31 pattern, because that is the pattern which is generally used in engineering drawing. And in this particular drawing I am gonna use a different one. Let us try a different pattern. You can use a solid pattern also. Okay, so now see the preview. This is a solid pattern, right? So here you can see pick or press escape to return to the dialog box. So you can press escape to return to the dialog box. You can change this also, change the color also. Let us change the color to red. Let us see the preview. Again you can see the message pick or press escape to return to the dialog box. You can either click on the screen to select a new hatching area and additional hatching area, or you can just press escape to return to the dialog box to change some settings, right? So let us first see that ANSI 131 also in detail. Let us see the preview. This is the hatching pattern with a scale of 1. Now let us press escape. Now I increase the scale to 10. Again see the preview. Only one line is appearing. That means hatching pattern should not be very large. Hatching pattern scale should not be very large. Again pressing escape. Let us see what happens if I make it 0.1. Now see the preview. The lines are too close to each other that it is not properly visible. So again pressing escape button. Let's make it 1. Now see the preview. Now it looks better, but it is not necessary that every time you will take one as the scaling factor and it will look good. It will depend upon the overall drawing size. So if even this one is visible properly in this particular window, right? If I zoom in or zoom out, then the scaling factor 1 may not appear as good as it is appearing now. So uh, anyways, we were to use a solid color. So you can either use a solid color, or there are other options also. uh, you can use a gradient option. There is one color gradient possible, two color gradient is also possible. You can select the color of gradient 1 also. Okay, and you can also select the color of gradient 2. Second color also it can be selected. Now see the preview. See, this is the preview which you are getting, and if you again escape, then the same dialog box will appear, and you can set the setting here. The angle can also be changed. At present it is 0 degree, and the pattern can also be like whether you want a vertical kind of pattern. So this is a vertical kind of pattern, right? So let us see the preview. The vertical kind of pattern is there. This is yellow bar, then finally it changes to red color bar towards the left. Now again pressing escape button. This is a horizontal type of transition. Let's see the preview. Now on the above side there is yellow horizontal bar, and then finally the hue changes to red color. Again pressing escape button, hatch. Now see the preview. Inclined lines are there. Escape button. Here also you can see the angle. If we add 45 over here, the pattern will be rotated through 45 degree. So at present the lines are at 45 degree. Additional 45 degree rotation means the lines will become vertical. Let's see the preview. See, the lines have become now vertical. So pressing escape button, and again 90 degree. So the lines will be now at 90 plus 45, that means 135 degree. See the preview. So the lines are at 135 degree to the horizontal. Generally either in engineering drawing, generally the lines, hatching lines are either drawn at 135 degree or 45 degree most of the time. Again pressing escape button, going to gradient, then selecting this pattern, seeing the preview, and then clicking on OK. Once you click on OK, then that particular hatch or gradient will be finalized. So this is the hatching gradient which has been finalized now. OK, press enter, close hatch creation. Now again zoom, enter P for previous. Here you can see P is the highlighted alphabet in previous word. These are the different options of zoom command. Here one option is previous. So I am typing P and pressing enter. So this is the previous view which was in which I was working. Now what I want is, I want to draw the other eye of this you can say smiley. So for that I will use mirror command. I basically want to create a mirror image of this, right? So for that I just draw a helping line starting from the midpoint of this. So let me use the O snap button here. I am clicking on O snap button. Now I am clicking on this midpoint. You can see the midpoint word has been highlighted. So exact midpoint will be picked up. Then I go vertically up. Then I draw this line, right? So this will be my mirror line for helping purpose. Later on I will delete this. Now I give mirror command. So for that you can either click on this tool mirror, or you can give mirror command shortcut, that is MI. MI is the shortcut for mirror. Now it is asking select object. So I click on the screen, then move the cursor towards right and then again click. Now the objects lying within this window that have been selected, you can see here specify opposite corner 3 found. So 3 objects have been selected. Which one? This complete circle and this arc and the gradient which I have drawn. These 3 objects have been selected. Again it is asking select objects. No more objects, so press enter. Now it is asking specify first point of mirror line. So let's say this is the first point of mirror line. Click over here. Now it is asking specify second point of mirror line. So second point of mirror line will be this. Click here. Now it is asking a question, erase source objects, yes or no. By default it is no. I don't want to erase the source object. So either you can type yes or no. So I am typing no here, press enter. So the mirrored object has been drawn now. And now I delete this extra helping line. Even I could do mirroring without drawing this extra helping line also. Let us see how. Erase, E for erase, enter. Select objects, select these objects, enter. Now I give mirror command, mi, enter. Now select the objects, enter. Specify first point. First point is the midpoint of this rectangle side, and then go vertically up and then click here and press enter. The mirrored object will be drawn. Okay, again I give hatch command, hatch, enter. Hatch is the shortcut for hatch. So I click here, go to options. I want to use gradient and I add pick points. I select this nose portion and press enter. So that will be finalized. Now to draw the smile, so for that I use C for circle. Then let's take a point over here, then over here, and a circle is drawn by clicking on the screen. Now I draw 2 inclined lines, one line starting from here up to here, and another should be the mirror line. These are the laugh lines. These are called as laugh lines. So again I give mirror command, enter. I select this line, enter. I specify the first point of mirror line by clicking on the screen over here, midpoint of the lower side of this rectangle, and then go vertically down. For going vertically, exactly vertically down, you can use ortho mode also. Right now you can only move horizontally or vertically, right? So I want to go vertically down, so I click here and then press enter. Because it is asking erase source object, no, do not erase source object, and default option is no. So even if you don't write no over here, you just press an enter button here, the default option will be executed. Now I give trim command. For that, TR is the shortcut for trim, or you can click over here. A scissor button is there in the modify toolbar. You can click here, trim command will be executed. So now it is asking select objects. So first select the cutting edges. So this is a cutting edge and the other laugh line is also a cutting edge. So I am selecting the cutting edges, the objects which will be treated as a knife, as a cutting edge. So pressing enter now. Now the computer is again asking me select the object to trim. So I want to trim this object. So click over here and that object will be trimmed and press enter. Now again to complete the face, I again give a circle command, C for circle, enter. Center point is, let's say this is the center point, and then this is the circle which I have drawn. Okay, now to draw another concentric circle, concentric to this one, instead of using circle command, here now I prefer to use offset command. So for that, you can click on this offset tool, or you can use the shortcut O for offset. Offset tool is used to draw parallel lines, right? So first it will ask you the distance, parallel distance through which you want to offset. So now it is asking specify offset distance. So I will click on 2 points on the screen, and the distance between these 2 points will be taken as offset distance. So now it is asking specify offset distance. So I clicked over here and then I click over here, and the distance between these 2 points will be now taken as the offset distance. Now it is asking select object to offset. So I select this object, and then it is asking specify point on side to offset, that is you want to offset this circle towards outside or towards inside. So it is showing me the preview also. So let us offset it towards outside. So I click outside and the object has been offset. Again again it is asking me select object to offset. So I click the outermost circle, and again it is asking specify point on side to offset. I want to offset outside, so I click here. Again I click the outermost circle and offset it towards outside. Now I want to draw the neck portion. For that I draw a simple rectangle, let's say this much size, right? Okay, now I want to place this rectangle such that the midpoint over here, such that the midpoint which is shown over here, that should exactly coincide with the quadrant point of the circle over here. So how to do that? I use move command. So for that you can either click on this move tool, or you can use the shortcut M for move. Enter. Now it is asking select objects, so I select this rectangle. I want to move this rectangle. Again it is asking select objects, no more objects, so press enter. Now it is asking specify base point, so I select the midpoint of this side of the rectangle as the base point, and then it is asking specify second point, that means where to place this base point after moving. So I select this quad over here. So quad option is not highlighted right at present, so you can type first three letters of the word quadrant. So QUA. So it is now highlighted quad. So quadrant is highlighted now. So now click over here. The midpoint has been now exactly coinciding with the quadrant of the outermost circle. Just scrolling down now, and again you can offset, go for O for offset, select the object and offset it towards outside. Now this time I did not prefer the offset distance because I want to keep the same offset distance which I used earlier. So when it asked me the offset distance, I did not click on the screen, I simply pressed enter, and the previous offset distance was then selected by the computer. Again I want to offset this also, this rectangle towards outside, this rectangle towards inside. Enter. And if you want to hatch, you can again give hatch command. You can see the detailed dialog box by clicking on this arrow, and if you want to use a gradient option, you can use that. Add pick points, so you can add a point here, add another point over here, another over here, another over here, this one, and okay, the outermost also, and press spacebar. So this is the object which has been drawn. So while drawing this object, we have made use of many commands like move command, then trim command was used, offset command was used. Okay, let's say that I want to make a copy of this object. So for that you can use copy tool, or you can use the shortcut CO. CO is the shortcut for copy. Now it is asking select object, so I click on the screen, drag the mouse, click again. So all the objects have been selected. You can see here 20 found. Again it is asking select objects, no more objects, press enter. Now it is asking specify base point. Base point is that I want to create a copy and I want to take this point, corner points. Let's say I want to take this corner point as a handle, and I then want to place the object in such a way that it should be, that handle point should be placed over here, right? So how to do that? Now it is asking specify base point, so I will click on this end point, and for specifying second point I will click somewhere over here at this end point, right? Again it will keep on the command has not worked properly because ortho mode was on, although I clicked over here, but the horizontally highlighted point was selected. So let me undo this. Type U and press enter. So now again it is asking specify second point. Now before clicking over here, I will first turn off this ortho mode. So I am clicking on this ortho button here. Now I click over here. So now you can see the handle point, and the object has been copied from one location to the other such a way that the handle point, or you can say the base point, has been moved to the desired location now. And you can click as many copies as you want. You can click and then create as many copies as you want. And finally, when you are done, just press spacebar. And for deleting all these, you can either use erase command, or you can simply type U for undo, and press enter. Okay, that was all about copy command. Now there is another important command called rectangular array. Okay, so let me give array command. Array. So I am gonna use array classic. Select objects. So I selected these objects. Enter. Now see the preview. Press spacebar. Row offset. Increase the row offset by, let us pick row offset. Then I want to take this much as the row offset. Now see the preview. See, 4 rows have been created. Press spacebar. Let us further increase the row offset. Okay, before that let me first just zoom out and then pan so that a proper view is visible. Now I give the array command again. Select objects, enter. Array classic. So select objects, select these objects, enter. Increase the row offset by clicking on the screen, 2 points. Preview. Okay. Press spacebar. Increase the column offset also. Let's say this much is the column offset. Now see the preview. Okay. So a rectangular array has been created. Again pressing spacebar, you can also select the angle of array, let's say 30 degree. See the preview. So this is the rectangular array at 30 degree. Again pressing spacebar. You can also create a polar array. See the preview. This is a polar array. Spacebar. You can select the center point of the array. Like suppose I want to make this end point as the center point of array. So let us increase the number of items. At present it is 4. Let's make it 10. Now see the preview. Right? Again pressing spacebar. You can select a different center also. Let's say this is the center. Now see the preview. Pressing spacebar, increase the item to 100. See the preview. Again pressing spacebar, reduce it to let's say only 8 items. Preview. Right? So at present you can see these items are getting copied as well as rotated. So pressing spacebar, why? Because here this option is clicked, rotate item as copied. So deselect this. Now see the preview. So now the items have been copied but not rotated this time. So this is a polar array where the items are copied but not rotated. If you want to rotate the item also, you can check this box and then see the preview. Again pressing spacebar. So you can play with different settings here. You can define total number of items and the angle to fill, and there are other options also which you can explore in detail later on. So this was all about rectangular and polar array. Instead of clicking over here for picking up the center point, you can mention the exact coordinates also. If you know the exact central point in terms of its coordinates, then you can enter the coordinate values also over here. Okay, let's see the preview, and then if you are done, you can simply press enter, and or you can click on OK over here, and that array will be drawn. Control Z for undoing. I am zooming into this area now, into this area through zoom window. So there is an option you can see fillet. So you can fillet also. For that, first let me for that you can either click on fillet or here, or you can just type F and press enter. So it will ask you select first object, and before that you must enter the radius of fillet. So click here for entering the radius. I am giving the radius by clicking on the screen itself, and then it is asking select first object. So this is first object, this is second object. A fillet has been created. You can see instead of a sharp corner which was there previously, now an arc has been created. So this is how to use a fillet command. Similar to fillet, there is a chamfer command also. So for that also you click on this, or shortcut is CHA, pressing escape, CHA, enter. Now it is asking select first line, but before that you first mention distance 1 and distance 2 for chamfering purpose. So for that click on this word distance. So distance 1 is let's say this much, and distance 2 is let's say bigger, this much. Now select first line. So let's say this is first line, horizontal one, and select second line. This is second line. So the corner has been filleted. You can see the second distance is almost more than double, because I had taken it that way only. So that is about fillet and chamfer commands. Hat we have already discussed. The array command also discussed. Offset we have also discussed.